on the land of the Massachusetts and the Wampanoag. I'm Ukumbwa, and it's raining right now, just a little bit, and the temperature is about 32 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'm really sitting in the energy of, freezing and flowing. In the Dagara cosmology, the element of water is Kwan, and it is about flow, and also about shape-shifting, about also connecting to our grief, to our emotions, to calming and cooling, to being aware of how people feel about things, and movement. And I'm kind of, again, up against that energy of Kwan when it becomes the energy of Kusir, or mineral, or stone and bone. And again, flowy. It can be frozen. It can also be steam, when it takes on more of the qualities of fire, of Vun. But I'm just kind of thinking about how we as human beings, in cultures or anti-cultures that are predominantly oppressive, and in situations that are oppressive, what is the point at which we flow into action? And what happens when we freeze? And I'm thinking about, also that freezing when we become more like Kusir or stone and bone. What is the story that comes through the element of Kusir? What is the story that we hold when we are not in flow, when we are not in movement, when we are possibly not actively thinking about those around us and how we might best contribute to a world that is more beautifully in justice, in peace, in compassion, and in liberation. And as we can see behind me, the ducks who normally swim are walking on the water, walking on the very Kusir energy water right now. So nature gives us these models, and I thank Malidoma Some, who brought this medicine from the Dagara people to North America, to Turtle Island, to help us to move forward spiritually, culturally, and I would say also politically. But yeah, I'm here in this gentle rain, thinking about freezing and flowing, and what that means to us as human beings. What does that mean to us as a society of people? And how do we even define our societies? How do we define our family? How do we define the groups that we are going to move forward with? Many dynamics here for us to think about and feel about. And also so much medicine for us to gather as we look about us, in the natural world, and see what the gifts are that are apparent to us. Some of them are not as apparent to us. But when we have a cosmological view that can help us see ourselves all around us, when we can feel the Kwan, the water in us, when we can feel the Kusir, the stone, the bone, the internal memory of us, the deep ancestral memory of us, and when we can feel the fire in us that moves us forward, that helps us see, that helps us to connect with our ancestors. We can see and feel those things. So yeah, I'm in that energy right now, thinking about those transition points of how we freeze and how we flow. And how does that affect us? And how does that affect our communities, our nations, the spaces that we live in, even if we're not really home yet? But I'd like to talk about these things with you. Please reach out. Let's talk.